विवेकानन्देश्वरसमारम्भां नित्यानन्देश्वरिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। इस समय हमारे साथ उपस्थित सभी दर्शकों और भक्तों का मैं प्रेम एवं स्वागत से आशीर्वाद सहित स्वागत करता हूँ। I welcome all the devotees, disciples, samajis, satsangis sitting with us around the world through Nityananda TV, Sadhana TV, Lotus News Channel and Ishwar TV. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings, and today I am going to expand on how the stability is important for enriching. Enriching brings stability in your life. Today Mahadeva is gracing us, Sundareshwara is gracing us. In the Leela of Velvalai Chendaruliya Vadalam means the spear, bangle and the flower bouquet. All the three he gave it to his son, who is the incarnation of Subramanya, the Ugrapandiyan. Please understand. Meenakshi walked out of fire. Directly Parvati came down as Meenakshi. She was not born to her father and mother. She just walked out of the fire. There was a Yajna Homa. From the fire directly she came out. When she goes and meets Mahadeva in Kailash, Mahadeva agrees to come down, assume human body and marry her. So Mahadeva himself directly assumes the form of Sundarapandiyan and marries Meenakshi, and both of them rule the Pandya kingdom. And both of them in the human body gave birth to a son, Ugrapandiya, who is Subramanya's incarnation. So when Meenakshi and Sundareshwara wanted to get back to their cosmic form, leave the physical form, they call the Ugrapandiya son and give all these three to him to protect the country from Indra, Varuna and Meru mountain. It means, please understand, there was no human enemy for them. Only the natural calamity can be enemy. Varuna means what? Tsunami. Meru mountain means what? Earthquake. The possible earthquake. And Indra means rain. Other than these three, there was no enemy. So, Ugrapandiya was given these three to protect the country from possible natural calamities. And then Mahadeva disappears into Sundareshwara Linga, Meenakshi disappears into the Meenakshi deity, and they get back to Kailash. So today Mahadeva is in that Leela. Mahadeva will bless all of us with Vel Valai Sendu. With all the three, I will expand on stability and enriching. Life will be successful, life will expand. Please listen. Life will be successful, life will expand only by enriching others, only by living in stability. Please understand. Let me define stability. Stability means being stable with the basic commitments you made to yourself and others and continue to expand. Understand? Being stable in the basic commitments you made to yourself and to others and continue to expand is stability. You can have kids in the marriage. That does not mean you will divorce after you have a child. Listen, many times what we do, when we take on new responsibility, new commitments, when our life expands to a new level, we tend to give up the old commitments. And we forget. I have seen the ashram, somebody will take the kitchen responsibility. Then suddenly they will take up, all right, I will supply food for workers also. And after a little time, they will take care of the food to the workers and they will give up the kitchen responsibility. स्थिरता का अर्थ है कि स्वयं और अन्य लोगों के साथ किए गए आपके हर प्रतिबद्धता में स्थिर होकर स्वयं और अन्य लोगों को विस्तारित करे. Same way in the field of politics. I have seen people, many of the politicians in India were very honest and had a mission, motto, clear vision when they entered politics. Not after that. When they entered, many of them entered with a tremendous sacrificing mode, with the feeling country is going to dogs, let me revive it. I tell you, criminals in Indian politics is that some of the very top level politicians who keep all the bottom level guys blackmailing. If you are not going to budge for what we want, you are not even going to be in the field of politics. You are not even going to be in the party. So naturally what happens? The lower level guys, for survival reason, has to do whatever top brass wants. When you begin, your commitment is for country. Unfortunately, in course of time, you become unstable and your commitment is for your top brass. It's no more for the country, no more for the people. Understand, this is the worst thing can happen to human beings. Slowly, becoming unstable even in the basic ideas for which you live your life. I classify people in three ways. People who are only enriched, never bother about anything else, are the poor people. Please understand, poverty is not dependent on how many rupees you spend for yourself per day or how many rupees you make for yourself per day. No. No. It is not the truth. I challenge. What you contribute to society, based on that poverty is decided. What are you for society? Based on that, whether you are poor or rich is decided. I have seen many doctors, such wonderful people, they make very less money. Per day only less than few hundreds. But they live such a rich life. Per day 500, 600 patients come to them. And I have seen this Nagari Puttur. In Andhra there is a place, Puttur. A family treats 10,000 patients per day. They perform 10,000 surgeries a day average. 10,000 surgeries. Average. They don't charge. I will not call them poor. They may have less money, but they are wanted by 10,000 people per day. All of them have basic necessities like a food, house. They are not rich. They don't even have cars. Those family guys. But thousands come there. Anywhere in South India, the moment fracture happens, the first thing they think, Puttur. And in Karnataka, there was an old man called Kasagowda. Very simple man. You should know, I myself visited him. There was a devotee who had, see, the speciality of that Kasagowda is, any pain you go, he will do something and put a small, little herbal medicine and put a 25 paise coin on that place and put a small bandage. That's all. It will be healed. Please understand, he is so well known. One of my close devotee had a pain in the hand. It is something related to the bone. Then I heard about this Kasagowda. Old man. When I went, I saw he is sitting in a small building, but per day 2,000 people come to see him. He doesn't charge. When I saw him, he must be above 70s. Old man, can't even move freely. Unfortunately, he passed away recently. All he had is one Kalbhairava's photo. Whoever goes, he touches the Kalbhairava's feet and puts his hand on the area where the people have pain and put a little herb, put a little something like a herbal paste, put that 25 paise coin and puts a band-aid and sends it over. And you need to know, the devotee became all right in 1 week. He became all right. In a week, that old man Kasagowda, he was not having a lot of wealth, but I won't call him poor. He is needed by thousands of people every day. So understand, what you mean for others decides whether you are rich or poor. What you mean for others, that decides whether you are rich or poor. Nothing else. I have seen people living with few rupees a day, but wanted so much by others. I have seen people making crores a day, piling up crores a day, and not wanted by anybody, not wanting anybody, live a lonely, poor life. Lonely, poor life. So unfortunate. They live a lonely, poor life. आप दूसरों के लिए क्या मायना रखते हैं, वही निर्णय लेता है कि आप धनी है या निर्धन है. Yes. Enriching makes you rich. Enriching makes you live richly. Do enriching. You will understand how rich your life can become. Your life can become rich intellectually, emotionally, economically, in your health. Please listen. Richness is always not dependent on few rupees. The few zeros you have in bank balance, I tell you, after it crosses 80, it is not even going to affect your day-to-day life. If the zeros in your bank balance is crossed 8, after 8 zeros, any zero you add, is your day-to-day life is going to change? No. Because you can't buy anything more with money after you crossed 8. How many of you are getting it? That's it. That's all. That's all I am saying. केवल लाभान्वित करने से ही आप संपन्नता के साथ जी सकते हैं. Rich in having people. I tell you, having people around you and people feeling they want you and you feeling you contributed to their life is the ultimate richness. People wanting you and you feeling you contributed to their life will be the ultimate richness. I will establish a new community, new order in the world who understand the real value of richness. In Indian society, money and being wanted was never connected. In Indian society, a village barber, he will not have much money, but from top person of the village to the bottom person want him. So that he feels wanted. That takes away depression from him. He finds the purpose of his life. Same way the agriculture, the farmer. He may not be rich, but whole village wants him. The village priest, he may not be rich, but whole village wants him. The drummer, village musician, he may not be rich, but whole village wants him. The washerman, he may not be rich, but whole village wants him. I have seen my aunt's village when I was young. Every harvesting, the barber, washerman, worker, temple priest, all of them will have their share. Village doctor, you don't need to fall sick for a doctor to earn money. It is the other way actually. If you are healthy, only then you will make grains, means you will grow grains and he will have his share. Now the whole system is such, your body is the income source for the doctors. Then naturally, understand what you are pushing them. And they're poor guys. They just think, what can I do? This is the way you treat me. See, the way the society treats the doctors, what it says, only if I fall sick, you will become rich. Then doctors make sure you continuously fall sick. In Indian system, it was not like that. It was like, whether you fall sick or not, every harvesting, doctor gets a share. Only if you are healthy, harvest will be more and you will get more grain. So he makes sure that you are healthy. I will never use a toothpaste which is recommended by dentists. Why will they recommend something which will stop their income? Tell me. Why will they recommend something which will stop their income? लाभान्वित करने से आपका जीवन हर स्तर में संपन्न होता है, बौद्धिक रूप में और भावुक रूप में। जब लोग आपको चाहते हैं और आप उनके जीवन में योगदान देते हैं, आपका जीवन संपन्न होता है। कंटिन्यूअसली being wanted by so many people, feeling you are contributing, enriching to so many people's life is the most richest feeling you can ever have in your life. This gives you the feeling you are richest, most richest. Actually, only if you become stable inside you, you will start enriching. Only if you do completion, you will become stable. Completion is the first process for stability. Completion leads to stability. Stability leads to enriching. So all the enriching initiates, all the enrichers, first thing you have to do, continuously spend every night at least half an hour to 45 minutes in completion. Sit with yourself, complete, complete, complete. Go on completing. Go on completing. Completion is one of the basic requirements. Completion. With completion, you become more stable about what do you want to do, what do you want in your life, and you cross all the unawareness. स्थिरता के लिए पूर्णत्व आवश्यक है, लाभान्वित करने के लिए स्थिरता आवश्यक है। इसलिए पहले पूर्णत्व कीजिए, हर रात कम से कम 1 घंटा पूर्णत्व कीजिए। Every day spend at least half an hour in completion before going to bed. You may not need more than 2-3 hours sleep if you complete. पूर्णत्व और स्थिरता के साथ आप में उपस्थित अज्ञानता को समाप्त कर सकते हैं। Do completion, do completion, do completion. Continuously do completion. And become stable on what you mean to you and what you mean to others. What you mean to you and what you mean to others. लगातार पूर्णत्व कीजिए और स्थिरता की स्थिति प्राप्त कीजिए. So unfortunate. First of all, we don't become stable inside us. And we don't even understand the power of enriching. Start enriching, then you will understand how rich you become intellectually. Because every question of every individual, you will be able to handle it and inspire them. लगातार पूर्णत्व कीजिए और स्थिरता की स्थिति प्राप्त कीजिए. एक बड़े दुर्भाग्य की बात है कि हम अपने भीतर स्थिर नहीं बांधते हैं और हम लाभान्वित करने का मूल्य नहीं जानते हैं. Listen, listen, listen. Enriching is life. Life is enriching. When you enrich others, you become rich intellectually. You become rich emotionally. You will find the flaws you have in your logic and unawareness you have in your logic, and you will become rich consciously. I have become more rich consciously by enriching others than any tapas I have ever done in my life. Whether it's a meditation or yoga or kriya, I have become more rich through the enriching I have done to the people than any other tapas I have done in my life. जीवन लाभान्वित करने के लिए है और लाभान्वित करने ही जीवन करना ही जीवन है. That is why I tell you, even the staff who work in the ashram, they are enrichers. You may get a salary to run your life, but you are making money through the right work, right job, right profession, righteous means. Not only righteous means, you are making money through a spiritual means. Please understand. See, money can be made in many ways. You can sell alcohol and make money. You can sell marijuana and make money. You can sell pot and make money. You can smuggle and make money. You can rob and make money. You can murder and make money. You can do millions of things and make money. But that is not dharma, righteous means of making money. By destroying and make money, is it a money? No. Understand, there are millions of ways to make money in the world, but making money not only in righteous way, spiritual way. And settled, please understand, settled with the truth of enriching, being stable with the truth of enriching, because it is very important whose food you eat. There is a beautiful story in Mahabharata. Understand? When Bhishma was in deathbed, after the war is over, Pandavas won the war. Bhishma was in deathbed. Dharmaraja Yudhishthira goes to Bhishma to take his blessings before the coronation. Bhishma gives all the great teachings of how to rule a kingdom, how kingdom should be run dharmically. Draupadi, who was in deep incompletion with Bhishma, could not tolerate. She said, "Shut up. You fellow, you dare to speak about right and wrong while you are in deathbed? When my sari was pulled, when I was abused, when my clothes were pulled out in public stage, in the court, what were you doing? Oh grandfather, Bhishma, what were you doing at that time? Where all your ideas of dharma went away at that time? The good and bad, moral and immoral, integrity, authenticity, right, wrong, where all that went away at that time?" Then Bhishma cries and he says, "Oh my daughter, you are right. At that time I did not do anything because I was eating Duryodhana's food. That food has made my consciousness numb, dull, insensitive. Now all the blood came from Duryodhana's food. Your husband's arrows," means Arjuna's arrows, "have removed it. Now I lost all that blood. Bad blood has gone. Now I am established in the energy given by my mother, Ganga Devi. That is why now I am regained my spiritual knowledge and intelligence. That's the reason I am sharing the truth now. I am telling you the right things now. Please understand. It is important whose food you eat also. That is also important. That is why I am telling. Even the workers, staff who are working in the ashram, they are enrichers. They may be receiving salary, that is different. But what are they doing? End of the day, they are enriching the world. They are enriching the world. जो लोग आश्रम में करते हैं वो भी दूसरों को लाभान्वित करते हैं, क्योंकि वे सही कारण के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, वे आध्यात्मिक काम कर रहे हैं। आप किसका खाना खाते हैं ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है। Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nityananda.
Nityananda Dhyanapitham, Nityananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bengaluru. Phone 08027279999. www.nityananda.org. www.youtube.com/Life Bliss Foundation.